to you live unless you are an audio listener. It's time for Destiny Down Under.
G'day and welcome to the 133rd episode of the Destiny Down Under podcast.
Shut up, you fucking Blues supporter. I'll stab you right in the goddamn fucking throat.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so I'm even Australian and this stuff, goes over my head too. So it's so specific to the East Coast
It's
and
only
not even
specific-
that. What? New South Wales
New
and
South Wales and
Queensland.
Queensland.
Not even a country, just two states. So I apologize if you're outside of those two states and you have no idea what that verbal,
I think
physical threat's about.
it's something that we can double down on. We'll circle back to it in a minute because I'm going to say sorry to Slothy for being a really, really ungracious fucking winner all week. But first, Matt's back from fucking Guardiancon and all of that sort of shit, which is exciting, So, welcome back, Matt. How you going? Bri did a really good job in your stead last week too. Just throwing it out there.
I was meaning to tune in, and I actually
You were drunk.
You were drunk.
Yeah, in all honesty, I probably was. I barely.
The photo that Rick tweeted looked like that you had not slept for about 30 hours and you had just been keeping yourself up with Monster Energy drinks and Jager bombs.
You know what? That would have been better than what. Anyway, we can talk some more Guardiancon stories a bit later. But yeah, it was. It was. As I said, we have to get you guys there. The amount of people that did it it was almost like a dirty secret. Like, oh, Myelin also like the podcast. Fucking don't tell anyone. Like, it was like. It was like I like the DDU.
If you tell anyone, I'm going to deny it, and I'm going to sue you for
Defamation.
Defamation.
Yeah. Really enjoyed it. The venue was amazing. It was the biggest convention center I've ever fucking seen, and there was a hotel on top of it with bars and restaurants in the same convention center. So it was. There was like one main bar. You literally could throw a rock and hit a YouTuber or Twitch streamer.
I heard. I heard it compared to
there's
You know what? If we do end up going, I will take a rock and I will throw it and see if I can hit a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer.
You're going to take a rock from Australia to Florida.
Yeah,
I'll throw it at a YouTuber.
I've got a couple of smooth rocks out there on the
good skipping
settee.
stones.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, good.
Fuck yeah.
I did hear it compared, Matt, to a cruise ship on land for nerds.
Yeah, actually, that is very accurate.
I think Shackle might have said that. I'm not sure, but basically it was like everyone who stayed in the same place was just there, and there was no reason to go outside at all. Just to stay there.
Yeah, and my only not regret, because it was an experience staying with Rick, but because we were not in the hotel, we had, like normally at conventions, like, I just need to go back to the hotel room and like just recharge for a little bit.
Yeah.
We didn't have that option. So we were there from literally 8 a.m. to 4 a.m. the next day, every day.
That is a level of war that I am proud you waged on the convention, Matt. That is impressive.
For all of these fucking tough talk, look, I know I keep saying we'll get to more stories, but he talks so much shit, right? I outdrank that motherfucker at one of the nights.
Bullshit.
Okay, he will fucking.
You were
confirm
fucking
this.
off. You were off your fucking trolley after fucking 4 beers when we
He
went
will
down the
confirm.
city.
Okay, fine. I'm going to tell the story, and Alpha Wolf Paul can confirm this,
All right,
right? Because
okay.
this is with
We
Alpha
can-
Wolf Paul, right? So another fellow Australian streamer. It was 2 a.m. and I don't know about you guys, but in Perth, 2 a.m. all the bars are basically closed, and it was very similar in Florida. So like the hotel bar was like last call 2 a.m. Rick's like, fucking where we're going next for Texas, and all the Florida locals were like, everything's closed, and then just out of nowhere, Alpha Wolf Paul, I've got whiskey in my apartment, and then. So we wander across the road because it was the hotel next door. Fine. I'm like, fine. One drink with one nightcap, right? And fucking comes out with a tumbler half full of fucking whiskey, like just straight up half a glass of whiskey. I'm like, Jesus. So we're just sitting there sipping away. Rick didn't finish his drink. I finished my drink and it almost fucking killed me. I was like, that really fucking hit me. I am dead.
Matt's there. Fuck, I think the law finally found me.
the law won. And,
He's sitting there.
Yeah. I mean,
If you're listening to the audio only version of this, we're basically just pulling drunk faces at Matt. That's really all that's happening now.
Anyway, thanks to Alpha Wolf for sponsoring that.
Narvin is
2 a.m. to 5 a.m. and then the friggin' Uber driver was doing 90 miles an hour on the way fucking home, and I thought I was gonna fucking die.
That's scary. 90 miles an hour is like 140 Ks. That's
It was fucking quick. It was quick.
You know, and then it cuts to actual footage of Matt driving along the freeway and he was only doing fucking 40 and Matt's just shit-faced going, slow down. Oh, right. We'll jump back into all Matt's horror stories and anecdotes after we do a bit of a roundup on the Destiny news. But it's been a big week on the home front too, because we've had, obviously, Sloth's pulled a knife on me at the start of the podcast. We had State of Origin. Now, if you don't know what State of Origin is, which even probably, I mean, Matt's aware of it, but if you're from anywhere other than New South Wales and Queensland, we basically have the biggest sport, or one of the biggest sports here is rugby league. And it's kind of like an all-stars match where people from each state sort of represent their state. And the big thing is like state versus state, mate versus mate. There is 8 weeks of the year that Sloth and I genuinely do not like each other very much. Basically, about sports.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know. Are they not their official teams? You just
they get
state.
Yeah, you just represent your state. So it's this really
I didn't know that.
Really tribal kind of thing. And Queensland,
the way that you pick Origin sides is where you it's where you first played where you played your first game of representative league. That's how it is chosen. But a lot of people go, I was born in Queensland, or I emigrated to Queensland, so I'm fuck Queenslander. Or I went to New South Wales and I go to New South Wales High, and I'm just like, hi, New South Wales.
wow. That was what was that? Fuck, man. Oh, I'd feel bad about that if I didn't know what was coming next. But it's fine. So there's basically it's a 3-match series, and Sloth and I just absolutely go to town. I was literally fucking horrible to him all week, and it's been going on. But the Blues prevailed. We won the series. The New South Wales team won the series. So I've been shitting on Sloth and giving it to Chook and all of the Queensland boys and all of that. But it went a bit too far, and I actually started to feel sorry for Sloth a little bit. And one of the people that I've been having a good time having a bit of banter about the footy with is Ash, that does the profile pictures and like the art for the DCP. She's from New South Wales, so she's a Blue supporter, fellow Blue supporter. Yep, she's just about as nuts about it as I am. There was some pretty horrific. There was some pretty horrific texts went back and forth after the game and sort of celebrating and all. But I felt bad for Sloth. So what I did, I got in touch with Ash and I said, I feel bad for Sloth because he's a bit of, he's lost the series and he's I want to make him feel like a winner again. And she said, I got you, fam. I got this. So I've commissioned a bit of art for just to cheer Slothy back up. And I'll just put it up on screen now, and I'm sure that he'll really appreciate it. But there you go. This is what Sloth looks like if he's an actual winner.
I gotta wait to see it on the stream.
Gotta wait. If you're the audio only listeners, I'm sure that you're not getting any of this, but I'll probably post it later because I can't see Sloth posting it anyway. But it's basically a masterfully drawn Ash's representation of Sloth as a profile picture wearing New South Wales colours. And you know what? I honestly thought he was going to hang up. He hasn't. Don't. You don't need to do it now to make your point.
Why do you think he likes it?
I think, you know what? I'm gonna do this. We'll put it away. We'll put it away.
I'm going to stand by the fact that is actually Keg and not me.
It could be Keg. It's not far off. You look a bit alike. But you know what? Next year I'll get four made up, another three made up of us in our representative colours, in our proper colours, and then whoever is the loser has to for a week have their profile picture be the opposite person's colours.
Oh, that'd be good.
That is the gauntlet I'm throwing down, and maybe we'll do a little bit of a fucking silly tournament or something. But that's all done now. We can be friends again.
You fucking knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. You fucking
tier 4 sub emote. Awkward.
It's fine.
We've never had dead air on this podcast until that
rage right now. The rage right now is I am going to fucking throttle you in October. Don't you worry about that, Luke.
Yeah, PAX just became a hell of a lot more of a dangerous proposition for me now. Anyway, we'll move on from me and Sloth's bullshit. It's been a relatively big week in terms of actual things happening in Destiny, so we can jump in and we'll talk about that, talk a little bit of news, and then we'll circle back to Matt's amazing Guardiancon anecdotes that will be shot from his hip with no forethought whatsoever because we've not spoken about it. There we go.
Yes.
We really haven't.
Precisely. Let's...
Yeah, you're just basically going to get like how I would normally talk to Log and Sloth off air. We haven't spoken at all.
Everyone's been so busy. Anyway, let's jump into the news. All right, Sloth. I've got him rattled.
Oh my god! You shut up, you two. Get on with the fucking podcast.
This
Jesus
week of
Christ.
Bungie's 11th of the 7th, 2019 from Damage. This week of Bungie, Callus pays tribute. You've sought the truth and found it. You've lit your path through the darkness with Lumina. Now Callus is mixing things up a little. In case you've been out of the loop, an Imperial invitation is waiting for you in the robotic hands of Werner 99 on Nessus. Guardians have been earning a menagerie of loot since the beginning of the season. Now it's entering a time of celebration. Moments of triumph in the Tribute Hall became available on Tuesday, each of which commemorate your accomplishments as a Guardian. The Tribute Hall comes with a small price to pay. Small.
An understatement of the century.
Fucking small my ass.
I don't get this joke because I
It's
literally
fine.
haven't played Destiny.
You will see.
You will
Matthew. You will see.
Yeah.
Callus couldn't make things too easy for you now, could he? You're a Guardian after all. As you enter the Tribute Hall, you'll be greeted by walls of gold and platforms to place trophies representing your history within Destiny 2. Each trophy requires a sign of your devotion, ranging from an offering of planetary materials to glimmer. Callus offers you 4 bounties a day to earn discounts for each trophy. So if you're strapped for Data Lattice or Bright Dust, you can eventually work your way to a far lower price. After placing a few of your trophies, Callus brings little Bad Juju into the fold. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Bad Juju has made a return, and it is about as good, if not as good, as it was in D1. It's a lot of fun, actually.
So is it the same? You got to get the catalyst to have the same perks, right? Is that the story?
I don't even know what the catalyst does.
The string honestly. Of curses. Does it come stock with string of curses? The regen super with kills.
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really looked at it. Yeah, it does.
But I'm the only one out of the 3 of us that have done the mission. But yeah, it feels good. It feels good in PvP. It feels good in PvE. The ornaments look really quite good. The catalyst extends string of curses duration. Nice.
Oh, it extends it. Okay.
And then, like the color could be changed, but you know what? Whatever. And you can go and purchase the ornaments for silver if you feel so inclined. Which the ornaments look pretty good. They've got a Cabal Doggo one, so it's a Cabal.
Yeah, it looks
Doggo
mean,
skull.
Man. That one really looks.
See, I thought that was Riven when I first saw it.
Yeah, there's a lot of teeth.
Which it has made a return.
Makes sense, you know.
And you know what? I think it is as good as D1. And if you want to just have supers all the time, go for it. I like it. I really do. I think it's a fantastic return to the game. And the mission is a lot of fun too. Tolan talking to you.
Do you get Tolan talking to you a bit more?
Yeah, Tolan talking to you, and I missed a lot of it, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I struggled. I was doing the stream before, and I tried to get hold of the lore tab, and no one could show me. There was no images on Reddit yet or anything like that. So I'd be surprised if people actually listen to the storyline too.
Well, I did. I just didn't. I didn't record it, so to speak, because because
you hate me.
Fuck yourself, Matt. Yeah, hate yourself, you bitch. And then we've got Guardiancon, which is now known as the gaming. What's it called? Gaming
Community Expo.
Gaming Community.
GCX.
Yeah, which is pretty bland. Moments
it's a bit more.
I do think Guardiancon has a better ring to it, but I know where they're going with it, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
Last week we had the privilege to spend some face-to-face time with players at Guardiancon, now known as GCX, in Orlando, Florida. Moments like these are refreshing, as many of us started in the same community that we were celebrating throughout the weekend. If you weren't able to make it to the event, FOMO! There are recaps in the Bungie opening ceremony and the Whisper 0 Hour ride-along available on Twitch.
Good. It looked like a fucking good time. It looked like a fucking good time from a distance, but I'm already we can just listen to Matt talk about it.
Exactly.
Boots on the ground perspective.
There is as well, guys, that we won't go through. But the Destiny 2 update 2.5.1.1 is also in the news as well. Talks about clans, Clan XP, sandbox changes, Crucible changes, Crown of Sorrow fixes, Menagerie changes, and Eververse changes as well. So if you would like to check that out, make sure you go and do so. But the one thing that I'm just bringing up the lore tab now, Matt. The one thing that I want you guys to really look at is, thanks to Shackle Shotgun for DestinyRoundup.com, tracked bugs, wire percentages, and quality of life updates to old content from Cosmo. Cosmo believes that where they figured out the cause for weapons and player models going randomly invisible during Crucible matches, and they are working on a fix. That was kind of a fun thing last night, wasn't it, Log? Because you went invisible there for a while.
I went invisible for a little bit. It was the first time it actually happened to me, but I've been kind of facing it all week, where there'd be randomly fucking invisible people just charging around, and it's like it's seriously like trying to fight.
Wait, so
Predator.
You go invisible?
Yeah, and you can see it in like your first person view. Like my gun was invisible.
Was it just your gun though, or was it your?
No, it was me.
No, it's the entire body. So Log ran past me, and all I saw was, like, you know how that shimmery, watery outline.
Like when something hasn't loaded in properly.
So when did this happen?
With the most recent update. Apparently it's been around for a long time and has been a really rare bug. It's been had the potential to occur for a long time, but something's gone out of whack, and it's now happening like a lot.
Because you know what
like
I
had it
instantly
in
thought
probably
of?
4 or 5 games last night.
Well, I instantly thought, oh yeah, this is going to be with Shadowkeep. They've introduced a mission that's the invisible one that you did with Erismon. And I was like, they've added something.
Something's in there. They've added something to the code.
It's spaghettied itself into Crucible somehow.
Yeah, it's adding another level of challenge to, like, the first time I came across it, I had no idea what was happening, and I was like, what the fuck? It was so confusing, but it is a bug. It is out there. I'm not sure whether it's more prevalent on PC than consoles, but I've seen it a lot. And
I've seen it a lot as well playing. Just in Crucible though. That's the thing. It's just in Crucible.
Yeah, which is like exactly where you don't want it.
Exactly. I was hanging out with some of Nick's mates in the other day, and one of them was talking about how there was a bottom tree striker titan who was invisible. And he was in super for a very long time because no cunt could see him.
Oh god, yeah. There's like perfect storm moments, like where Night Stalkers now are fucking completely invisible, just zipping around everywhere.
Jesus Christ.
I think the worst one I've seen was the Warlock in Dongblade, like literally flying up 1,000,000 miles in the air, and no one can see them just raining down. Fuck.
Jesus.
Anyway, I'm sure they'll fix it. It's pretty big and.
In regards to missions like Bad Juju, they try to complete different challenges and moods with some activities regarding teamwork, and while others test your grit, even when no one is backing you up. The mission is a lot of fun. I mean, you can take a fire team of 3 in there. I went in there solo. The mission's a lot of fun. It's not particularly difficult, but it opens up a new kind of ascendant realm of the Leviathan, which is really nice. And if you haven't done the mission, I highly recommend doing it. I'm not going to give it away anymore because I know
the other thing we haven't spoken
done
about yet is the tribute hall itself and the tribute mechanics. Now, we laughed when we read through the through the description of it by Damage just before, but really the cost of getting some of those tributes is fucking ridiculous in terms of like materials, Matt. So basically you're looking at like, what is it, 290 legendary shards for one tribute.
I had 2,200 legendary shards. I came out of the tribute hall with 18 tributes planted with 200 legendary shards.
Holy shit. I'm pretty sure I've got like 1,500 legendary shards or something, but how the fuck are people meant to do that if they don't have a stockpile of legendary shards?
Well, I think they know everyone's got a stockpile of legendary shards and they want to fucking currency sync them out before they hit Shadowkeep. So guess what? Tribute hall.
Exactly. They're trying to cull materials. But
wait, so is it just legendary shards or is it
it's all materials?
Planetary mats, glimmer, bright dust, all that sort of thing.
Oh, how much?
So,
heaps.
Well, you can do like at the weekly reset. At the weekly reset, you can do it's 10 days of doing the grind to get 80% discount on 4 tributes.
It's pretty convoluted.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for this. I don't have time for this.
I have done my tribute. That's it. I'm not going any further. I am four thingos away from full moments of triumph. I don't really give a shit.
This is to get what? This is the Bad Juju?
Yeah, Bad Juju's at 18 tributes.
So you need 18 tributes, which if you've been playing, Matt, which I know that you haven't, and that's because you're a content creator on YouTube, you can get about 16. You can get about 16 before planting, before spending any.
Yeah, there are some that are tied to triumphs and whatnot for the event, okay. and that. Because
I do have a lot of bright dust. I literally never buy bright dust. I've got a shit ton of bright dust as well.
Yeah, I don't think it's bright dust. I don't think it's because that's the Eververse one. It's all like planetary mats and legendary shards, like the shit.
Oh, okay. So I just saw someone even said bright dust and
yeah, bright dust is part of the. You do spend bright dust on some triumphs, yes.
All right, but I didn't know that.
Oh, it's expensive.
I think it's smart.
This is culling this is leveling the economy before a new content drop under the guise of, hey, look at all these shiny things you can get.
Okay, so can I ask?
It's a very intelligent way of doing things.
Because I've been out of the loop a bit. Are people mad about this? People okay with this? Like, what's the general sort of?
I think for the most part, everyone understands what's going on. So no one's like, why is it all so expensive? Everyone's like, okay, so it's a currency sink is what it is. And I think honestly, I think it's fine in the guys that I'd rather them do this than just make up new bullshit currencies to clog up our inventory with. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather them sort of rejig it and allow us to use some of this, because I've got so much shit just sitting there that, you know, if you play Crucible for 2 nights a week or whatever and just dismantle everything you get, you're going to end up with it. I've got like fucking few thousand tokens that I've not even turned in. So, I think it's given everyone something worthwhile to do with that sort of stuff.
And you've got to do strikes and all that sort of thing for them and for the moments of triumph anyway. So that's Vanguard tokens as well. And then you can build up why don't you just vault a whole bunch of fucking weapons and shit? You know, there is ways to combat it. It's a very intelligent way of anyway.
I mean, the thing
it's
is,
a very intelligent thing done by Bungie to try and
level off the materials,
level the playing field in the planetary mats, like in the items economy.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't really use materials for fucking anything, so I mean, it's a good way to do that.
Because you don't play the game, cunt.
Yeah, that's probably fucking true. Yeah.
Don't need materials if you don't play the game.
How long did you stream for today?
Hour and a half.
Was a good stream.
Did you play Destiny?
No.
No, I fucking went document stream.
It was a good stream.
Why? Because people like that more than me playing.
People like the lore.
I can't change that.
I know. But there is there is a free rewards glitch in the Tribute Hall. It is being investigated. If you've already started the Tribute Hall, tough titties.
You can't do it.
Wait, what?
Nothing, Matt. I'll tell you off air.
Nothing, Matt. Okay. Crucible and spawn areas in competitive are being investigated. Let the team know that sparrow horns are something that the community would like to see brought to Destiny 2 at some point in the future. Yes.
What?
I want sparrow horns back. I want my fucking duck horn back.
About fucking sparrow horns.
Oh, shut up, you fucking ungrateful prick. Feedback that players want to see more interactions with civilians, such as escort missions, has been passed along. That'd be nice.
Hey, that's good.
I like escort missions. Yeah.
Like a good escort.
On Menagerie chest post-patch feedback, we get a lot of feedback about the Menagerie chest shut up bug being fixed. I have seen a lot of suggestions on reaching a middle ground that still allows multiple rewards per run. Let me know your thoughts and I will pass them along to the dev team. That's in the Bungie excuse me, that's in the Bungie forums. The player base of Menagerie has dropped off.
Yeah, big time since they basically allowed you to run endlessly at the end there. It's really killed it.
It is dropped off.
It's a shame.
Big time.
It's a big shame. I think it's one of those things that was always going to happen, but I think because people were so spoilt to begin with, it makes it really hard to cop when they change it back, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone's kind of done their dash with it all and got most of the things they want now anyway, so there's really no reason where if it hadn't been that way from the get-go, the content would have lasted much longer, because it is good. Like, there's nothing wrong with Menagerie. I think I'm starting to get a bit burnt out on it myself, but it's more that there's not enough reward in it now that I've got most of the things I want.
I can't see them just allowing you to do it again like they did with Escalation Protocol, to be honest. I think they eventually will update it.
To do the final fight again.
Yeah, something similar to that. Or just you have the materials, you just replug them back in, whatever. Maybe the final fight is a way to...
Yeah, I think that it needs looking at, because it's too long for just one chance, right? But
it's like if you nail the first 2 encounters in Heroic, it's 16 minutes. Around about. If you nail the first 2 encounters in Heroic. In normal, probably 16 to 20 minutes, and it's just like I've been getting 2 drops. So if you've got a fully upgraded chalice, you have the chance of getting 2 drops of whatever weapon that you make, and that's good. But I would like to see I'm more leaning towards the, if you do 3 flawless encounters in a row, you get an extra chest. You do 6 flawless encounters in a row, you get an extra chest. I would like to see that.
Dude,
that
where there's public matchmaking, man, like there's just going to be some dipshit that
in heroic. In heroic.
Right, yeah.
In heroic, not in basic. Like, give people a reason to play heroic.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I think it's sad, but it's one of those things. It was going to happen. The writing was on the wall the second that they announced that that's what they were going to do.
100%.
And it's cool because there's other things to do. I think the tribute hall as a place is actually really cool because it gives you the opportunity to to look at all of the. I'm not sure if you've seen any of it yet, Matt, but basically
I haven't seen it at all.
You can go through and turn on they're not really holograms. They're just you can get the enemy models to basically they spawn on these pillars and you can have a good look at them and. It's really cool. It's a different spot. It's basically you can treat it like a shooting gallery more or less.
Does the tribute hall relate to your actual tributes, or is it just called tribute hall?
It relates to your actual tributes, and then you can buy tributes. So the tributes that you know how earlier on this season people were unlocking tributes, but they couldn't see them. Like they tried, they see them in the tributes part of the F1 menu.
Yeah.
And then they went to unlock them and then they just got it was just a golden tribute and then it just disappeared.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it was for.
That's what it was for.
So, a bigger question is this, because I know Bungie does this a lot now. They sort of test ideas. Is this a small test for putting tribute, like having Guardian's own tribute hall, like where you have everything, where you can like physically see all your tributes in a space like a tower, but it's a tribute hall?
That'd be nice, hey? Like a Hall of Heroes type of situation. Yeah.
Maybe for expansions they'll do something. I like the idea of physically seeing your tributes. That's cool.
Yeah.
But there's 45 tributes that you can place, and once you get the 45 tributes, you get the catalyst, and then you get the X marks the spot exotic emo, which
what's that? Digging up treasure or something, is it?
It's legitimately digging up treasure and then opening the box and just cue the link, the Legend of Zelda, fucking yeah, like that sort of like sorry, 50 tributes. Just while all right. So do you want me to read the Bad Juju lore for you, Matt, or do you want to me to screenshot it and send it to you?
You can send it to me. I actually had someone send it to me, I think, already on Twitter. So it's
I haven't read it. Let's fucking just jump in on that because it's not a whole heap of shit to talk about, except for the finishing move stuff. But
all right, Bad Juju. If you believe your weapon wants to end all existence, then so it will. Toland the Shattered. Hello again, my trenchant Dante. You have stepped in and out of a sharp-edged world. Hewn gods into blunt fractions, twinned yourself with powers whose names cannot be even held in the language of little grey cells. You think yourself very high up on the pyramid of contumely.
I did the same thing, man. I did the same thing. I'm like, contumely?
Yeah, I don't know what's with the weird voice either, anyone. It's fucking unnerving, and I can't even understand what you're saying.
If you
it's
only
American.
Knew,
he's practicing his American accent. I gotcha.
Right. If you only knew how high that pyramid goes, higher than I knew when my radiant killer unsung me from biological squalor, or when I witnessed a royal secret turn death into chrysalis. Higher than I described in my journals, or told to our mutual three-eyed friend. Higher than I, sailor upon the sea of screams, that I am can yet see. Perhaps I will tell you about them. You are right to ask why I would do so. Very good, dear squanderer. Your intentions have grown sharp as thrall teeth. You see, They know what you are, what you were, what you will become. They know what lean tides you are to them. Soft whetstones make for dull blades. This I define as the truth and tension of the rope. To bind, one must apply force at both ends. I think perhaps I will tell you after all. You are a utter fuckhead. It puts me off so badly.
I don't even know what that was, Sloth. I couldn't concentrate on any of it, but Matt, I hope you got something out of it. Fair enough.
Wait,
we need to get fucking Sarah Daniels on to do this shit properly.
Oh,
that's what we need to do.
As an American, this sounds like no accent to me.
It was odd. You know, I applaud the effort.
So Toland is, I don't know. That one's really hard to understand. It's Toland speaking to us. And I think the general sort of takeaway from that is he's saying you have no idea how high the pyramid goes, as in the probably not just the hive gods, but just probably powers beyond.
I think he's alluding to power.
He's talking. He's talking about the pyramid ships. The fuck you mean?
I didn't think
he's talking about that. I think like it harkens back to kind of when remember after Taken King, what was that event called where we had then the strike with the guy that was trying to fill in the space of Oryx? I'm trying to think of who he was.
The power vacuum.
Yeah, and it was basically like you've got no idea what you've done. You've gone in and created a power vacuum. You don't understand the game you're playing and all that sort of thing. So it ties pretty directly back to that in the sense that we're just stupid shooty mans that go and shoot the people to make them die.
Yeah. I actually forgot about that strike. I'm not going to lie.
Was that the Malik one? Was it Malik?
Yeah, Malik.
Yeah.
He glowed.
He did.
Yeah.
He glowed.
I mean, Toland always speaks like that, and he's a great character, but you never really get anything straight, any fucking straight answers from his conversation. A bit like talking to Sloth before he's fucking woken up.
That's my secret, Matt. I'm never awake, mate.
You're like the Hulk, always angry.
It is I mean, exactly. I'm always sleepy.
I'm always sleepy. So let's Log. You brought up just prior to the cast there was a Polygon article about finishing moves and all that sort of thing. Do you want to touch on that, mate?
It's I mean, there's not that much in it, but it's basically an interview with Luke Smith and Mark Noseworthy, talking a little bit about what we're going to see with the finishing moves and where they actually fit in sort of function-wise into the game. Now, the first question raised when a lot of people saw finishing moves was, why would you do that? Like, is it just a novelty thing? But they kind of allude to, without giving any real specifics, the fact that there will be a, whether there's a buff or a perk or an event happens when you do these moves, and they're like going to be basically a customizable move that it'll be effectively be an action emote. So you'll be able to equip the style of it, and then you'll be able to equip the buff or perk or whatever is associated with it. So I think it's just another point of sort of giving us a bit of variety of play. How far and how crazy they're going to go with these finishing moves, I don't know.
Yeah, so I watched Rikakis's video today, and I saw him again at Guardiancon. Actually, more stories there. I'll talk about that later. But so you use a bit of super energy apparently to use a super, and you'll have probably some armor perks you can put with it. I didn't pick up on all of it, but I think you can do stuff like if you finish with the super, you'll generate either special or power ammo for your teammates.
That's the example Luke Smith gives. He says, generating ammo for your fire team after successfully pulling off a finishing move. I wonder if it scales with like how powerful the enemy you fucking kill is, right?
Yeah, I mean, like if you can guarantee fucking make heavy for your fucking teammates, I mean, there's gonna be certain like aspects of raids and stuff that will just look cool because it would always be beneficial to have someone like finish,
doing the finisher.
move.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it's actually implemented. Sorry, Slothy.
What if they like it changes with the armor set that you've got on? So, I don't know. Let's say you're wearing Peregrine Greaves.
I think,
you have that buff, like the Peregrine Strike buff, and it's extra damage to it for a finisher move, and it's just like you just jump up and just fucking knee it over to the eyeballs.
Like you mean that there's a specific fucking finishing move associated with every exotic
Peregrine Greaves.
I
guarantee
What would that
the
be,
Syntheseps one is just fucking
consecutive normal punches.
Lots of them.
Oh man, the interesting thing is how are they going to make it so that you can activate it easily, and it's easy enough to activate that it doesn't do it by accident as well. So, like, what's going to be annoying is if you accidentally do finishing moves because it's too sensitive and you fucking use up.
It's probably going to be your melee button.
Yeah, it'll be a hold melee function. I'm putting my.
It'll be a hold melee function, or it would be a what's the word I'm looking for? In the moment.
I don't know.
In the moment, like
I do applaud you though, Sloth, for getting the mowing done while we're two birds with one stone.
Can you hear that? Fuck's sake!
It sounds like you're fucking doing.
No, I'm not. That's my neighbour, fucking 4 houses away.
That's all good, man. Shit happens.
But okay, so it's a hold function button.
I reckon it will be. I reckon it'll be hold your melee.
But I mean, you know how smooth Destiny is, and how in some raids, often in some raids, like it comes down to you pressing a melee, or it comes down to you pressing jump, or you just escape with a slither. Like, I am concerned with how smooth it's going to be with a hold melee button.
I mean, maybe it won't be. Maybe it'll be a matter of like, if you're in the proximity to do it and an enemy's at low enough health, then it is just a melee hit and it takes you into it. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I think they said it's going to be a hold, but so I mean, that's good because it'll always be intentional, but it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be something that you're going to use to save yourself. It's going to be like, drop the ogre to very low health, and then we'll use a finishing move so we can get power ammo for our mates, basically, which is fine. I'm just just bringing it up.
I think it's a fair point, but at the same time, I don't think they'd be like it's not like the game needs this desperately. So I think unless it was like something that they thought they could do and implement really well without fucking anything up, I doubt they'd be pushing for it. But I don't know. I think it's one of those things. It's another little mechanic to balance, and I think that's important. Oh, hello. Oh, sorry, Isla's been away all weekend, so did you just go home?
Oh, that's nice.
Yep.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah, happy dad. All right. But I do think it's important. I think it's something that we can. It's a sign that I'm hoping what it means is that it's going to give us another mechanic to balance on our end, to force the, to move the focus away from the really, really overly complex fucking mechanics we see in the raids. Like I'm hoping that it's like, okay, we can allow the game to be that little bit harder now because we've given you this mechanic that'll help you get through it without having it be all tied up in mechanics, if that makes sense. I'll probably really poorly.
There we go. That's the word I was thinking of. It's a contextual finishing move. So very similar to Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal's mechanic of finishing moves when they glow red or something like that. Like they glow and you just walk up and you just go punch, but it's just a quick sort of thing where it slips out to a third person camera and then it just shows you like a fucking whatever. It
definitely seems like, as I say in chat, like risk versus reward. And I imagine this is like not a solution, but a way to give players more control over random things like ammo drops. So it's like, sometimes you can get lucky and sometimes you can get unlucky with ammo drops. And this is something you can implement into your team strategy to make sure that everyone's full on power ammo before you do DPS.
Thank God Matt comes along and just says what I'm trying to say, but properly.
I think that's what you were trying to say, right?
That was what I was getting at really fucking poorly.
Matt, sit up. You've been
he's all right.
sitting
He's allowed
for
to slouch.
100 hours.
He's allowed to slouch. Hey,
I'm allowed to slouch.
He's allowed to slouch.
Why do you always do this to me?
Why do you always do this to me?
I sent that video to Bianchi, the Siggy Butt Brain.
Oh, what? All right, look, let's go back into informal bullshit talk nonsense, and I'm gonna just deliberately click on the wrong scene for a sec here because I want to see this, and then we'll go to the fucking chat. So chat's open now. If you've got any questions or anything you want us to poke about, please drop us a line in the Twitch chat right now. But I think we'll jump back into Matt's adventures at Guardiancon. So Rick looked after you all right, did he?
So look, the first night we went out, so it must have been Guardiancon was Friday, Saturday, so it would have been Thursday night. So we went out Thursday night before Guardiancon started and ended up at a karaoke bar. Who did Rick sang with someone? I think it was Moon Vlad from Planet Destiny, which is great.
Yeah.
Moonfold.
That did a duo. Anyway, you could smoke inside, which I was like, yeah, you could smoke inside this fucking bar. Yeah, well, it is in Florida apparently. And by the way, I'm sitting there as a fucking nerd with my Ventolin. This is not going to be good for my asthma.
Excuse me, I've just got to take my puffer. When are they going to disguise fucking asthma puffers as like cool vape cigarettes or something so we don't have to live with this stigma of being the fucking nerd with an inhaler, Matt?
But I was really because every time I've flown, because just the air, like just because the flight's so long and you sleep for a little bit and you just like you get throat infections. Really, like I've had a throat infection pretty much every time I've gone to the US and lost my voice.
That's because anti-vaxxers are there, mate.
Yeah, and I was really scared that I've come off this flight and gonna go into this karaoke bar, and then you just when you're in bars you're just yelling at people the whole night, so you literally can't fucking hear each other from 30 centimeters away. So at this place, smoke everywhere. I'm like, Rick, I don't know if I can stay here like the whole time. Like, I've got the law panel tomorrow. Got pretty much a full day of like saying hi to people. And I was like, can we go? And he's like, no, it's okay, man. It's just like, it's okay, it'll be fine. I'm like, oh fuck. So we were there till like 4 a.m. until the fucking place closed. I had to drag his ass fucking out of there. Anyway, it was fine. I didn't get sick and didn't have a sore throat. And everything was all dandy. Set up with Gamma Trap. It was really cool. I met Gamma Trap for the first time. We've been working together for fucking years now, I think. Doing the artwork. We had all the artwork we've sort of put together over the last year. Sold everything, sold out. Everything got sold. We had Guardiancon exclusives all sold. Sold all the Myelin game pins. It was really cool meeting everyone. It was actually the best thing to have a spot. And I was like, I will be here if you want to meet me. Just come say hi. I got to sign like a whole bunch of anthologies. A lot of people didn't know that I wrote the introductions. That was really cool. I got to tell them about that, and I signed the introduction part, and then signed their posters if they bought a poster. And the posters looked amazing. They're really high quality prints.
Don't be a cunt.
Let him have his turn. Let him have his turn. And then we had the law panel, which was amazing. We had my name is Bife, facilitated that. I was Jonathan Toe from Bungie was one of the writers who was on the panel as well.
Yep.
We had Blue from Focus Fire Chat. We had Green from Focus Fire Chat, and then we had Baxter from Ishtar Collective, and Purple Chimera was there as well from Ishtar Collective. It was packed. They had to send people away because we had all the seats full. We had people standing room as well, which was absolutely packed. And then they're like, no more room, dudes. So if you weren't there like 15 minutes before it starts, you basically didn't get to tune in. But it is on Rare Drops Twitch VOD, which I can find for people and link it back out.
I'm surprised it's not been put anywhere a little bit more accessible, because I think there'd be a lot of people that would love to have a watch. But what were the choice cuts that came out of it? What were the what was really discussed? Because I'm sure a lot of people would be interested in hearing it.
We really got it was great. Jonathan gave us a lot of insights into sort of the backstory of characters, or more of like some of the processes for characters. Like, he's done a lot of stuff for Shax and the Drifter, and sort of taken over from other people, and he's been around since sort of House of Wolves. And it was interesting just hearing about like budgets, like voice acting budgets and all this kind of stuff that just, they're on the same page as us with like, hey, we want to see more Shax stuff. We want to see more Drifter stuff. We want to have more like integration into this, that, and the other. But sometimes it's just like a budget thing, basically. So they're still getting there. And I think the more popular lore gets, I think we've been able to push a fair bit from our community end. And, those sort of collaborations go a long way to sort of help them to push from their end. That stuff's really important. And I think that's what we're getting with these exotic quests, especially like the Drifter. Oh, they confirmed like the Drifter Vanguard was like a test. I can't remember what. I need to watch it again myself. It's all a bit of a blur now, but yeah, like all the things we suspected, like are they testing?
They were testing a faction choosing mechanic and that sort of stuff. Yeah.
So there's a couple bits of gold in there like that we got a little bit more background for. And then we had a whole bunch of question times. It was awesome to see everyone like bring up their questions, mostly appropriate questions. A couple of ones that were like, what are you doing? But he handled it.
What are you doing?
Yeah, because we Byf and myself, we had a very not stern, but Deej is the community manager, but also the mother hen. Like, do not fuck with my not my employees, but do not fuck with my team. You will protect Jonathan Toe, and you will fucking be the shield wall if there is anything, if it starts going downhill.
How can a lore panel go downhill? That's what
I don't know, man.
Knows?
I was like, it won't go downhill. Everyone's very respectful, most of it, but it's just part of their part of their risk management.
Of it,
it was part of their risk management to be like, we can't have him answer fucking Shadowkeep questions and reveal like
obviously
stuff that's still under. Yeah, I mean, obviously, right? But he did really well, and handled anything tricky expertly. So there were no issues whatsoever with the lore panel, and it was I think it was enjoyed. I'll find the VOD for people if they want to get back and watch it. It's about an we got in there, right? We had planned, literally, we've been planning for 60 minutes. We've been told 60 minutes. That's what you got. 60 minutes. 2 minutes before going on stage, you've got 45 minutes.
Oh.
What? And we're like, fuck that. We had 20-minute segments on everything. And I was like, look, let's cut Shadowkeep, because that was a 20-minute section, because let's make sure we get to questions, because everyone always has heaps of questions. They really enjoy asking questions live. It's just a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
So we cut Shadowkeep, and then we just went for a whole hour anyway. We're like, fuck yeah. No one kicked us off stage.
Well, when you got a room full of people, and people are literally being turned away, you got to fucking make hay while the sun shines, right? Like, clearly you're doing the thing that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Just let them do an hour. Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. And nothing against other areas, but at conventions, there's they're the side rooms, right? And sometimes you only have half a room or less than half a room. it's still important to some people, but we had the whole fucking room filled. So like we just pushed it. We just kept going. And eventually like, we better get off now. And they didn't bully us off stage or whatever. We just kept doing it.
They didn't play wrap up music, like, that shit they play in the Oscars.
Yeah.
To get people off stage.
Yeah. That was the law the law panel, and then back to the booth. I got to have drinks with lots of different people in the pub, just like met everyone really. Bianchi, the community manager, we we had a fair few drinks with him, and he's like, fucking me and Rick just twisted his arm to like keep drinking on the day before. He's like, guys, I fucking really need to go now. We're like, come on, one more, fucking another scotch or whatever. So that was fun. I saw Mr. Sniperton. I saw not Syntax 7. I'm gonna forget everyone. I saw Sarah Daniels. I got to meet. Got to hang out with Rick Kakis a little bit. We actually went and watched the UFC. We went and found a pub.
Imagine going and watching that fight too. It was one of the undercard fights where the guy literally did a fucking Peregrine Greaves knockout.
Yes, Peregrine Greaves knockout. Fucking Ben Askren versus Masvidal. Saw that live in one of the little pubs in Florida. That was pretty cool. Dude, it was really fun. It was really fun. Anything else happen?
Did you walk up to Rick Kakis and ask him if he was Jez?
Oh. Do you know what I did though? It was pretty funny. He had his wife or girlfriend. I'm not too sure if they're married.
Wife.
I think they're married.
Wife there. Yeah, so I was like, he's very good. I don't know if you'll listen to this one. I was like, oi. What do you make about this? This whole YouTube thing. Like, is this pretty nutty to you? Like, how did you first be introduced to this? She told this super embarrassing story about fucking how he first like told her about YouTube and all this kind of stuff. And it was so funny. He went so red, and she was like, yeah, he told me he was use some like not content creator, but like I do this and that, and showed me how much money he made. He's like, fuck off, I didn't do that. He's like, it was so funny. It was actually I enjoy meeting people's partners because you get such a different version of events.
Yeah, everyone puts up a front, but yeah, I mean, Rage would throw me straight under the bus.
She would throw you. Lindsay would throw me under the bus. Fuck
yeah.
That's
beautiful.
Was funny. So in Melbourne, when we meet Danny, is she going to throw you under the bus, Matty?
Oh mate, just fucking ask whatever you want.
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
We might actually have to throw you under a real bus though, just for.
He might throw himself, depending on how hard she goes.
Yeah. I got to catch up with the Vince from Bungie who helped design the 0 Hour mission. And we originally, it was really cool because the very first summit, he was the guy pretty much I spoke most to after Christopher Barrett, like at the Activision sort of event where they just basically put the bar tab on, everyone got smashed.
Yep.
I spoke to Christopher Barrett and him pretty much, and he just loves the lore. Like he's just totally into it and really wants to see integration of lore, and sort of like Mithrax was one of the things that he was pushing with narrative, and they got it into the game with 0 Hour, and so that was like his baby was Mithrax and like 0 Hour and how that all sort of links together and has a
is this Barrett or Vince?
This is Vince, yeah.
Right.
That was cool. It was a lot of fun.
I still there's no photos of Barrett. There's no like no one. You say that you meet him, but I just don't think he exists. I don't think he exists. I think he is the
AI construct. I only said construct.
He's the AI construct. AI construct that I don't think he exists, man.
Nah, he's real. I believe it's like Santa, man. You gotta believe.
If you don't believe,
nothing good happens.
I'm sure I'm
glad you had a good
missing
time,
stuff.
man.
What
I'm
else
glad you had a
fucking
good
happened? I
time.
don't know, man.
That's good.
Other
I'm sure
stuff
there'll be a thousand other things that are probably not appropriate for public broadcast that we can talk about later. I remember last time Matt went away and came back, and there was like an hour of stories on the podcast, and then an hour of stories after the podcast. For CER, that's probably going to happen again. But all right, we'll jump back into talking with chat. I'm sorry we opened the chat up and then completely ignored it for a bit. But if there's anything that you want to talk about or anything you'd like to say and have us read, go for it. Go for it.
There was while you were there, and we talked about it a few weeks ago, but B's baby of organising Big Show to come fucking.
Oh my god! Okay, I've got a fucking. I was meaning to tell a story, a really funny story about B with Big Show, and it's fucking hilarious.
All right, go.
So he organizes Big Show or whatever, to do the belt giveaway, and I think it was
belt award.
Yeah, belt award, and I think it was B's. So Bianchi is the community manager for Bungie, right? Oh no, the events manager.
Right? Yeah.
Events manager.
And so it was pretty much he was organizing everyone for the Bungie booth, which was fucking mad, which I'll talk about in a sec as well. So I think his kids really love the Big Show, or he had to get some stuff signed. He I want to get Big Show to sign a couple of things for us. So I had some like Destiny gear or whatever it was. So sign this, that, and the other. So he's in Big Show's like room, apartment, whatever. Had a whole bunch, and Big Show just talking shit and just chatting and signing, right? Bianchi's got his hat, and he just took his hat off because he was inside. And he puts it on the table. Big Show picks it up, fucking signs his hat. Right on the fucking cap. And he's just going, like, hasn't said anything. He's like, fuck, that's my good hat. I just got this massive signature straight across the brim of the cap.
Christ.
But it was so funny because we were at Rick's place for whatever reason. It was the 4th of July. We were watching fucking Ricky Bobby. Talladega. What is it?
Talladega Nights.
Yeah, and he's like, Bobby, don't get in my way while I'm signing. It's like fucking just in the danger zone, just signing.
Just
shit.
I'll sign any item put in front of me with fucking reckless abandon.
That was funny. The other thing. So they had. Did you hear how they did the Gambit event at Bungie?
The risk versus reward one.
Yeah.
No.
So, you basically stood in line and you did a Crucible match, and everyone got given a Gambit coin, right? Which is it's proper metal, sort of really cool Gambit coin. You could go back in, and this was your betting coin, and you had to place this down as a bet, and they fucking took it off you, and if you won you got like this massive like emblem coin, and if you lost, like fucking tough shit, you go back and line up again and get more coins. People was selling this shit on eBay, or the actual emblem, for like $500,000 US.
Wow.
What?
Why? Well, because
you can't get them anywhere else. There's no other way to get them. You can't buy them.
They're as bad as fucking scalpers.
Yeah.
It is basically scalping, isn't it? Yeah.
And you also got a Shadowkeep emblem, which you can't get anywhere else as well. And they were selling for like $1,000.
Man,
like
you got that kind of coin to spend on that. God, go on.
Yeah.
Do something more productive with your money.
More money than fucking Sun Seas. I'll tell you what.
Big thank you to Skittles, especially if he's here, because I was at my booth the whole time, so I actually didn't get to go through the line up and go through the thing. So he actually got me this and the emblem, which
Zero
is
Skittles.
Oh wow, what a guy!
Private Skittles.
Private Skittles. Yeah.
Shout out!
Nice.
Shout out to Skittles.
Skittles.
What a dude! 10 out of 10 effort.
Yeah, so you played the risk versus reward. We had the Big Show on the stage. There was a whole bunch happening. were you sober for any of it?
This was the weird thing, right? I actually didn't get jet lagged until I came home. It was that fucking delayed because we left Rick's place like 8 a.m. every day, and we got home at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. the next day. And then I had 3 to 4 hours sleep, and then we fucking did it again. So my body was like, yeah, okay, we're just having naps at like 5 p.m. because it's exactly 12 hours difference.
I have no clock.
It's like, okay, we're just going to have an afternoon nap for 3 hours.
How did you even get fucking jet lag then? Like, I
didn't get jet lagged over there. When I got home and I had a proper night's sleep, I woke up feeling like utter shit. I woke up like my body goes.
You finally detoxed. Your body's just gone. Hang on. This is what I actually
you
needed.
You don't get jet lag
time.
when you stay drunk for a weekend. Fuck
yeah. It was pretty intense, but it was
I'll tell you what. If we end up going next year, I'm gonna fucking struggle bus because I had a glass of whiskey and lemonade there the other night, Wednesday night. And I woke up with the fucking biggest hangover.
It's fine, man. I'll help you.
Dude, start prepping. Start prepping for PAX, man.
I've started prepping, and it's not going well for me. I'm just drinking.
We've got Chook and Jugs going to PAX. Chook, who at 9:30 this morning tweeted out or put a message in our private chat. Yeah, I've got breakfast rum and martinis. And Jugs, who drinks a fucking bottle of tequila, a really nice tequila that is fucking rocket fuel.
Oh, in an evening. Do you know the funny thing was? So on the very last night. So this must have been the Saturday night after it all finished. The bar closed, and this was like the final hurrah. And Sniperton comes up and goes, "We're going to Denny's," which I didn't really know, which is like, like what, 24-hour
burger joint or something? Is it?
Yeah, like joint. The most seediest restaurant. Or, like, it
sounds fucking
the equivalent
great.
Of getting a kebab, equivalent of a 2 a.m. kebab. In America, night out.
2 a.m.
You guys do that, right?
Joint.
You've got like those kebab shops.
Fucking hell, man. Of course.
Yeah.
But the fucking listen, a fucking 2 a.m. kebab.
But it's a diner.
For the soul,
it's a diner,
mate.
Though. It's not like
for the soul.
And after all the fucking shit Man at Arms put me through, I'm like, hell yeah! Like my body thinks it's 5 p.m. right now. I'm not even fucking tired. And Rick vetoes it. He's like, "No, we're not doing this, Matthew." And he's just just left. That's illegal. I'm like, Rick, you've kept me up this whole fucking time, and you won't let me go to Denny's?
Is it some bad experience that he's had where he didn't want to go?
No. He's like, no.
He's
no,
like,
Matthew,
Denny's is shit.
He's like, I am saving you. You will have fucking diarrhea for the whole plane ride.
See, this is the thing, is that a 3 a.m. kebab is fantastic. It builds character, but it also, depending on which city you get it in, you will also probably lose about 2/3 of your lower intestine because
that's exactly what Rick said.
And so he's basically saved you from powder coating a 747 on the way home with shit. Which is
basically. No, but big thank you to Man at Arms, like for putting me up, in Florida and saving a ton of money on hotel costs and that kind of stuff. And we, it was cool having someone with you all the time. Basically, you got a buddy.
I tell you what, I would like to go back to America, because the last time I went to America was while I was in the army, and that was in Hawaii. But I'd like to go to a place where I can find a Chipotle, and I'd like to eat Chipotle. And you know what? I know full well that I'll guarantee that I'll get fucking, because I mean, people have been saying to me, Sloth, you need to do the lemon detox or something like that. No, I'll just go to Chipotle, do the Chipotle detox, should be right.
The one thing that came out of last week with Briar on was we were all. I mean, he wasn't at Guardiancon either. He was at home. I mean, being 4th of July, I think that it was one of those things where a lot of people didn't go because of that. Like, it's obviously a very family oriented holiday, and like I can respect that. But
it's good to see that you have all your fingers still, Matt.
Well, I tell you what, I got showed. Rick showed me his gun safe, and I was like, "Can we go shoot some fucking guns?" Like, no.
Can we go? Did you say exactly that to him? Can we go shoot some fucking guns?
If you said that in that inflection you just said it then, I wouldn't let you go shooting either, because you sound like you're still fucking drunk, mate. Oh, let's go shoot some guns.
No. The funny thing is, he fucking almost gave me a loaded gun. He's like, yep, that's loaded. Hold on, let me just get all the fucking rounds out of this pistol. The mind game doesn't shoot himself.
Oh my God, man. I think, the one thing that came out of last week having Briar on is if we are to try and to try and put some money from the podcast towards going next year, that we need to figure out some way of repaying people for their support. And he suggested that we do a calendar.
No.
But I don't know.
I've got experience with
I
this.
brought that up. I said, Matt's done this before.
Yeah, we know you've got experience with this, but nobody wants to see a 120 kilo dude who has more hair on his body that probably shouldn't be possible, with one leg and a big ass, half naked.
Yeah, but you could put a machine gun on your leg and it'd be like, you remember that Tarantino movie?
I'm not fucking cosplaying as Rose McGowan, you fucking moron.
It'd be fucking great. We'll get you a Destiny gun mock up. It'll be fucking wonderful.
No.
Yeah, bad juju on your leg.
I met Nuclear Bananas in chat too, which was great. He's been a long time supporter of the channel, which was awesome to see.
That is unreal.
Have you guys been to Bali?
Yes. No. I'm not allowed to go.
Florida
to Bali.
is literally like Bali. It is fucking hot and humid. It was 35 degrees like the whole time.
So it's basically Townsville.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's crazy humidity, and it's like 35 degrees just fucking all the time.
Oh, it's crazy humidity, 35 degrees. It's the middle of fucking winter. It's 30 degrees here. You daft prick.
Calm down, Captain Backsweat. Fucking hell.
Hey, my back sweat has gotten less.
All right, I think
Bali's nice though. I'd like to go.
Yeah, Bali's
I'd like to go to Bali.
Good spot for more.
It's a lot fucking good. Look, this is the only thing. I want to. We need to get you guys there, but it's a fucking long flight,
It is
man.
a huge way. It is literally the other side of Earth. I don't think there's further place.
No, you know what? I didn't
to.
realize it's exactly 12 hours time difference. It is on the other side of the fucking planet.
That's shit.
It's the other side of the planet.
Can we go through the middle? Maybe we need a Destiny down under bore through to Florida.
Do you know the little aeroplane, like when you're watching movies and stuff, in the back of the seat, and you can put on the flight path.
Yep.
Yeah.
When you see the flight path from Sydney to Texas, it looks like you've just drawn a fucking line straight through the world. Like, it's just like from
where did you fly? So you flew from Sydney to?
I had to go Perth
Dallas
to Sydney.
Yeah.
Sydney to Dallas to Orlando. And so it's like Perth to Sydney is like 4 hours. Sydney to Dallas is 15 on the way there. It's 17 on the way back.
Why?
Because of fucking wind
blowing the wrong way.
Wind blowing.
If it's halfway around the world, why don't they fly the opposite fucking direction?
I can literally go through Dubai, or I can go Sydney.
I tell you what, I'd rather go through Dubai, honestly.
You're closer though. You just have to go fucking
shut up.
The thing is, this is the thing that I've seen often, and I've thought about this. If we all go, we all have to fly together, just so we have to all be on the same flight.
I will be
so
in
that
first class.
By the time we get to Guardiancon, there isn't even a podcast to go back to because we've all given each other the shit.
Hate each other. Dude, I missed both my flights, both my connecting flights, just due to delays and getting into Dallas. So like, imagine this: you've done a 15-hour flight to get to Dallas, and you've already done the 4 hours from Perth to Sydney, and you've already been up. You've been at the airport 2 hours before fucking takeoff, and you've gone through customs fucking however many times, and then you get to Dallas like. I got, because my flight was really close connection, they give you this little like pass basically that you meant to just fucking wave around and get through shit. And I, asked this guy like, how do I use this? And he's like, he didn't really speak very good English. And he's like, and he worked at the airport, and he was like, are you ESTA or like visa? I'm like, yeah, I'm from Australia. And he's like, okay, that one line there. And it was just the normal line. I spent an hour in the normal line. I go to the front. I'm like, am I on the right line for this fucking ticket? And the guy's like, no, you could have gone through like cabin crew and like where the pilots are going through and shit. And literally, even though I was at the front of the line, it was quicker. He took me out, and I saw a customs officer immediately. I went through, and I'm like, all right, I might still make my flight. I had to get my bags. I grabbed my bags. I fucking rechecked them. And I fucking bolted to the sky rail. I bolted to the fucking gate, and they like literally closed the door. Like, you missed it. Like,
oh man, how long do you have to wait for your next one?
Like 4 hours or something.
Oh, dude, I don't know. The more I hear about this, the less I feel like fucking going.
Dude,
it
is.
See, this is the thing.
It is a fucking mission. It is an absolute mission.
I don't want to do any sort of fucking exchanges. I don't want to do any sort of plane changes or anything in continental US. I want to go Sydney, Dubai, Orlando.
It doesn't work like that. You're gonna have to.
I don't fucking want to.
No, you might be able to go to, if you go through like Middle East, you might be able to go to the East Coast. But the thing is, if you go to the Middle East, the fucking US don't like you, man. Like, there's a whole bunch of shit.
Give a shit. US don't like me anyway.
Like, you can't take laptops and stuff if you come from the Middle East and you go to US.
Yeah, well, yeah. So we're not flying that way. We're not flying. We'll fly into the wind if we have to, boys.
We'll fly into the wind.
Wow.
Anyway,
I didn't think
you know
about
what? Fuck it. I'll just catch a boat. I'll just catch.
But you know what?
Going to leave 3 months before Guardiancon.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll take it through. I'll jump on a cruise ship.
I mean, it was definitely better because last time I'd been there, it was just for like the like Bungie paid for it, and I was only there for like 2 days and stuff, and that was just excruciating because you more time flying than you are on the ground. Whereas this, I like, all right, I pretty much took a week there, and that was much better to do.
Yeah, so you're not just feel like you're turning up for 5 minutes and then fucking back on a flight.
Yeah, you sort of want to take a bit of time on either, and they've got like Disney and stuff there, so.
Speaking of fucking just random community shit, tweeted out yesterday, but congratulations to Mr. Jay Sniperton and Mrs. Wifferton for the March, I believe it was, of the arrival of their second child. Congratulations!
Oh yeah,
well done.
Welcome to the Turtle Squad.
Welcome to the Turtle Squad. Apparently,
there we go.
Yes.
Good on you. All right. Yeah. Well, that was a wholesome note too. I think we'll jump into wrapping this up because we're rambling like fuck now.
We are rambling like fuck. Yeah.
Is there anything else that we've missed, Matt? before Sloth jumps into outro 6 of fucking 176.
We had the Bungie booth, and Eris Morn was there. She was fantastic. I didn't actually personally meet her, but
Mola.
Yeah, she was like super kind. Rick can talk a fucking a leg off a chair. He was chatting to her afterwards. He's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. If you fucking see his magic work, like, yeah, Jesus Christ, that man can talk to anyone, to absolutely anyone. No, I don't think I've.
All right. Anything. Well. Thank you once again for Shackle for writing up the Destiny Roundup after all of the flight issues and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, she got fucking bent over a bit too.
Yeah, got a little bit screwed over by that. But thank you very much to Shackle for writing that up. If you do not know who she is, Shackle Shotgun on Twitter, she writes the Destiny Roundup. Make sure you thank her for all the hard work that she puts in. Guys, Matt's back. It's a shame. Briar was a better host, but shit happens. No, thank you very, very much for your in the live chat. Thank you very much for hanging out. If you're our audio only listener, thank you for continued patrons. And if you're watching on YouTube and we've missed anything, let us know in the comments, question, queries, doubtful points. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We upload once a week, mostly on Saturdays, but today on Sunday. And make sure you check us out on Twitter and our personal streams, youtube.com/Myelin Games, twitch.tv/LookPowerSlave, twitch.tv/Realtime Sloth, and then all of the Twitters, DDU at DDU_podcast on Twitter as well. But we have been the Destiny Down Under podcast. We're actually glad to have you back, Matt. Let's talk about all of the things you can't talk about on stream. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Stay tuned for a raid.
Bye.
Bye. Stay tuned. There will be a raid imminently, I promise. Bye.